Okay, good morning, students. I will be taking your PSM theory. Okay, so you just write down a new unit, that is delivery of healthcare system. Okay, PSM theory. We will start with a new chapter, that is delivery of healthcare system. You can write down delivery of healthcare system. Are you able to see the screen? Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so write down delivery of healthcare system. So you can see in your syllabus, okay, I have already given your syllabus. In PSM syllabus, you will get this topic, that is delivery of healthcare system. So what is delivery of healthcare system? Health services are designed to meet the health needs of the community through the use of available knowledge and resources. So the health services means the hospitals, especially the hospital setup. Okay, without adequate knowledge, okay, to whatever you are studying, if you don't have adequate knowledge about your topic, if you do not have adequate knowledge regarding patient care, then you will not be a successful health professional. Okay, and resources means in a hospital, okay, to build a hospital, we need saline bottles, we need cannula, we need beds for the patients, we need bed sheets, okay, we need stands, we need table, we need paper, pen, so many things are required in a hospital setting. So these are known as resources. Whatever resources are required, we need medical labs. Okay, we need laboratory technicians, we need nurses, we need doctors, okay, we need staffs, okay, we need radiographic technicians, we need the dialysis technicians, okay, we need optometry technicians. So all these are resources. So all these things together forms a organization, and this organization as a whole comprises of a main setting that is known as hospital. Okay, so to meet the health needs of the people, first of all, what you should have adequate knowledge. You should have proper knowledge, because you are dealing with a live human being. Okay, you are not dealing with animals. You are dealing with human beings. So you should be very much careful to whatever procedure, to whatever things that you are going to do for a patient. It should be very much accurate. You should not pass any wrong information, okay, because it is a very critical stage. So you should understand the needs of the patient also. Okay, so this is known as available resources. It is not possible to define a fixed role for health services when the socio-economic pattern of our country differs so much from another. See, we cannot compare a developed country with a developing country with a developed country, because their knowledge, their resources are far more better. Okay, the resources that are available in a developed country, it might not be present in a developing or already underdeveloped countries. Okay, like for example, in America, whatever things, whatever resources, whatever equipments, okay, whatever professions need to be present there, slowly it is implementing in a developing country, like for example India. But again, you won't get the same, you again in underdeveloped countries, for example you can take Nigeria, okay, Africa and all of these places. Some of the things, the resources are very very less, it is not even present there. Okay, so according to the country, according to our socio-economic pattern of a country, okay, the resources also it differs from each other. So we cannot compare the two. Okay, the health services are delivered by the health system, which constitutes the management sector and involves organizational matters. That means in a health setup, okay, in a hospital setup, there should always be a management sector. A management sector will provide all the essential things that are required to be managed in a hospital. Okay, like for example, how many doctors will be required, how many nurses will be required, how many technicians will be required, okay, how many beds will be required, how many bed sheets will be required, how many patients we can take up in a certain hospital. So all these things are managed by an organization. Okay, it everything is managed. Without managing, you won't be able to be called as a successful hospital. So hospital doesn't comprise only of doctor, patient, nurse and technicians and ward boys or ward girls. It comprises of management sector who manages the whole thing. Okay, so in healthcare delivery system, it is a simple model that you can see. First is health status or health problems of the people and the resources available. So these things will ultimately lead to curative, preventive, promotive. Curative means, what is curative? Curative means to cure any kinds of disease. Okay, curative means to cure the disease or any kind of infection or illness. Okay, means to cure. For example, if you know that you are having fever, what is the curative measure that you will take? You will obviously go for a paracetamol or anything or any antibiotic that can relieve you from fever. So that is known as curative, whatever you take to consume to cure yourself. Okay, if you are suffering from stomach pain, you will go for metronidazole. Okay, you will take some medicines to cure yourself. So that is known as curative measure. Preventive means to prevent from any kinds of disease or infection or illness. For example, when you were small, you have taken polio vaccines, TT vaccine, BCG vaccine, hepatitis vaccine. So why have you taken those vaccines? You have taken those vaccines so as to keep yourself free from any kinds of infectious disease in the future. So your parents have already given you these vaccines so as to prevent yourself from various kinds of diseases, infections and illnesses. Next is promotive. Promotive means to promote the well-being of the patient or good health of a person. Okay, this will ultimately lead to public, private, voluntary and indigenous. In public, we will get to know here. Okay, private sectors, voluntary sectors or the involuntary agencies, for example, NGOs. Okay, the NGOs, then Red Cross Society, then your Bharat Sevak Samaj, all these are your voluntary agencies. Okay, then your indigenous. In indigenous, you will get to know homeopathy. Okay, so all this comes under homeopathy, Ayurveda, homeopathy. So all this comes under your indigenous system of medicine. This thing will ultimately lead to change in health status of a individual. Okay, so this is a simple model of healthcare delivery system. So in healthcare system, you will get to see public health sector, private sector, indigenous system, voluntary health agencies, and the national programs. In public health sector, first is primary health care centers. Okay, PACs. I guess you have heard PAC, especially in rural areas, you will get primary health centers. Okay, so all these things, then community health centers, all this comes under your public health sector. Next, hospitals, health centers, community health center, rural hospitals, district hospital, specialist hospital, teaching hospitals. Okay, all this comes under your public health sector. Teaching hospital means what? Where you can study as well as you can do your procedure, or as well as you can run a hospital. For example, your GMCH, Guwahati Medical College and Hospital. So in Guwahati Medical College and Hospital, it is two in one. Two in one in the sense both a learning platform as well as it is a hospital where you can cure patients. Okay, even your downtown where you are studying presently, downtown university is also there and downtown hospital is also there. Downtown university especially for studying purpose, learning purpose, and downtown universe and downtown hospital is for caring of the patient care. Okay, it is totally a hospital, it is not for learning, but your university is for learning. There you can practice. Okay, so it is a that is known as teaching hospital. Next is your specialist hospital. Specialist hospital is mainly specialized for certain kinds of operations. Okay, there are many. There will be it will be highly specialized in equipments. Like for example, you can take Ayursundra Hospital here in Lokra only. Ayursundra Hospital. All this comes under your specialist hospital. Next is health insurance schemes, employees, state insurance, central government health schemes. So you know what is insurance schemes and all. Then your other agencies includes your defense and railway services. Okay, in private sector, polyclinics, nursing homes, dispensary, okay, general practitioners, clinics, all this comes under private sector. All these are private. Nursing home, dispensary, polyclinics, they are private sector. Next, indigenous, Ayurveda, Unani, homeopathy, unregistered practitioners. Okay, all this comes under your indigenous system of medicine. All these things we have already discussed in unit 1. Okay, next is voluntary health agencies. I already told you in voluntary, the NGOs, Red Cross Society, okay, Bharat Sevak Samaj, all this comes under voluntary. National health programs. In national health programs, you will get to see health programs for tuberculosis, okay, health programs for malaria, health programs for measles. So all this comes under your health programs. Next is the function of PHC, that is primary health center. In the primary health center or the primary health care, these are the functions, that is medical care to all the patients, to all the individuals, to all the casualties or to all the victims. Okay, this is known as medical care for the patient. MCH mane tumar mother and child health. Okay, the health of both mother and child, MCH. Also includes family planning. In mother and child health care, before, when the mother is pregnant, before that she should go for regular checkup. She should visit the doctors. Okay, visit the doctors at regular intervals. She should take iron tablets, iron rich foods. So all this comes under your mother health. And as well as for child health, in child health, to take the vaccines on time. Okay, so all this comes under your MCH program. And family planning means the government has already implemented that there should be only 2 children. Okay, because in family planning only 2 children should be there. Okay, hum do hamare do, that is the slogan that has come out, okay, by the government. So safe water supply, safe drinking water, okay, basic sanitation services, prevention and control of endemic diseases like your measles, malaria, all of these things are endemic. Then collecting and reporting of vital statistics. In vital statistics, we have already studied about, like for example your infant mortality rate, child mortality rate, okay, MMR, maternal mortality rate. So all these are also coming under the statistics. Next is education about health, to provide information and relevant, not information but relevant information to people who doesn't know anything. Okay, so you will have to provide you will have to educate the people. Next is the national health programs, referral services, training of health guides, health workers, local dies and health assistant. Local dies. Who are the local dies? Local dies you will specially get in rural areas, in the villages. Okay, these are untrained people who used to engage themselves in delivery of babies. Okay, they are not trained personnel, but because of their own experience, they are just doing delivery of the babies, which is actually not preferable. Okay, so now what the government has done, the government has allocated that all these local diets also, they should go for training, at least 2 to 3 months training. They will get a certificate, they will be taught the basic things of how to do the delivery, and then they can perform it in the areas where they are staying, in the rural areas, wherever they are staying, wherever they do their work, they can do that, but with a certificate and proper training. Okay, so these are the local dies. Then your basic laboratory services. So all these are the functions of a PHC. Next is your immunization schedule. Okay, this is very much important. TT is your tetanus, I guess you know, for pregnant women, for infants, and for children. TT first dose should be given early in pregnancy. Okay, 0.5 ml, only 0.5 ml intramuscularly, and the site is your upper arm. On your arm, deep inside your muscles. Okay, this injection should be injected to the mother early in pregnancy. Intramuscularly means in the muscles. TT2 mane tetanus toxoid second dose. Second dose, when it should be given? Second dose should be given after 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, after the first dose is given, second dose should be given after 4 weeks. Same amount, 0.5 in the muscles, upper arm. Like next is your booster dose that should be given within 3 years. Okay, the dose is same, 0.5 IM, upper arm. Next for infants, BCG. So just write down the full form of BCG. Write down the full form of BCG. Bacilli, BACILLE, Bacilli calmette-guerin, calmette, CALMETTE, calmette guerin, GUERIN, bacillus, bacilli calmette guerin. So this is the full form of BCG. Okay, I can ask you the full form of BCG in multiple choice or in fill in the blanks. Okay, so you should know the full form of BCG, bacilli calmette guerin. So this BCG vaccine is mainly given for preventing against tuberculosis. Okay, mainly against tuberculosis. So tuberculosis, it is an airborne infection. Okay, that mainly occurs in your respiratory tract, in the lungs. Okay, tuberculosis is mainly, how will you know the symptoms? If a person is having cough for more than 1 to 2 weeks, then the person is prone to have TB. He should go for checkup. Okay, there can be samples of blood in his cough. Okay, cough or in his cough there might be blood samples present. Okay, so all those samples will be collected by the technicians. Okay, and they will examine whether the person is suffering from tuberculosis or not. The patient might also suffer from fever. Okay, the symptoms might be fever, weight loss. So these are some of the symptoms of tuberculosis. So to prevent tuberculosis, the infants at birth, as soon as baby to as soon as the baby is born, okay, or as early as within egg was or within 1 year, the baby should be given vaccine of BCG so as to protect himself or herself from tuberculosis in the future. Aru 0.1 ml. Okay, only 0.1 ml should be given intradermal left upper arm, in the left side. Right side and on the left side you will have to give this BCG vaccine to the baby. Intradermal means below your skin is the dermis. Okay, so just below that, below the skin, little bit slightly, the vaccine will be pushed in. Okay, intramuscularly means অকমান deep যাব because it should touch the muscles. Dermally means just beneath the skin. It should be given 0.1 ml. Hepatitis B, okay, it is also given at birth or as early as 24 months. 24 months. Okay, or as early as 24 months. Okay, 1 minute. Hello. Okay, so Hepatitis B vaccine should be given at birth or else within 24 hours. Okay, 0.5 ml should be given to the baby. Okay, intramuscularly. That means deep inside the muscles in the mid thigh. That means a bit above the thigh. It should be given. The next is your OPV. OPV is your oral polio vaccine. I guess you all have taken polio vaccine. So OPV 0, mane OPV 0 dose. So it should be given at birth or as early as within 15 days. Okay, at birth or as early as within 15 days, this OPV vaccine should be given to the baby. 2 drops, only 2 drops orally. Orally mane inside the mouth. Okay, it is not injected, but it is taken as drops. Next is OPV 1, 2, and 3. Mane OPV first dose, OPV second dose, OPV third dose. First dose should be given at 6 weeks. Second dose should be given at 10 weeks. Third dose should be given at 14 weeks. Same amount, 2 drops orally. DPT 1, 2, 3. DPT to eta mane this is also a vaccine. Okay, but it is a combination of 3 infectious disease. Okay, it is only a single vaccine, into it is a combination of 3 infectious disease. So DPT full form to likha. D is for diphtheria. Just write down the full form. All these notes I will give you in WhatsApp. Okay, you can note it down later. So D full form to likha diphtheria. DIPHTHERI diphtheria. DIPHTHERI diphtheria. P is for pertussis. PERTUSIS. PERTUSIS pertussis. And T is for tetanus. TETANUS tetanus. Okay, so this diphtheria, it mainly affects your nose and throat. Okay, diphtheria, it will mainly affect your nose and throat. It might lead to cough, sneeze, okay, fever, okay, weight loss, and it is caused by Corynebacterium diphtheria. So it is caused by a bacteria. Okay, next is your pertussis. In pertussis, it also affects your respiratory tract. Okay, same symptoms hobo, tomar cough hobo, sneezing hobo. Okay, and it is mainly spread through physical contact also. Okay, and the name of the bacteria is Bordetella pertussis. Next is your tetanus. T. For tetanus, it will mainly affect your nerves and it will lead to muscle cramp, muscle pain. Okay, it will lead to headache, jaw, fever. Okay, then your blood pressure might be increased. Okay, your heart rate might increase. So all these are the some of the symptoms of this tetanus. So it is a combination of it is a combination of 3 infectious disease given in one. So 1, 2, 3 মানে DPT first dose, DPT second dose, আৰু DPT third dose. একেলগে দিব লাগিব with OPV 1, 2, 3 that is at 6 weeks, 10 weeks আৰু 14 weeks. কিন্তু এইটো দিব তোমাৰ intramuscularly. IM দিব লাগিব in the muscles in the mid thigh. Next is hepatitis 1, 2, 3. Mane hepatitis first dose, second dose, third dose. Along with OPV and DPT, you have to give a dose of hepatitis B at 6 weeks, 10 weeks, 14 weeks. Same. At the same time. Okay, 0.5 mid-thigh IM. Measles should be given at 9 months to 12 months. You will have to give this measles vaccine. Okay, 0.5 subcutaneously in the right upper arm. Next is vitamin A. Vitamin A should be given along with measles vaccine at 9 months of age. Okay, 1 ml dibo lagibo, and it is just like a syrup, cough syrup or nisna. It is just like a syrup and you will have to give it orally. Okay, only 1 ml should be given. Tarpisot, as soon as the infants doses are over, now comes the children. For children, DPT booster after 1, 2, 3 booster dose eta dibo lagibo. OPV booster also you will have to give. Measles second dose dibo lagibo. Yet this is the first dose, so second dose at 16 to 24 months. Same, all these things will have to be given together. Okay, it should be given in the mid thigh. OPV booster oral polio vaccine should be given same. Duta drop orally through the mouth. Okay, measles 16 to 24 months, 0.5 ml in the right upper arm subcutaneously. Japanese encephalitis. Okay, it is mainly caused from mosquito. Okay, so this vaccine also you will have to give at that
Hello,
along with DPT aru OP
Abian.
booster dose. ঠিক আছে আৰু কথা নাপাতিবা. Next is your vitamin A. Vitamin A second dose 2 ml দিব লাগিব এতিয়া. First dose you have given only 1 ml, but the second dose you will have to give 2 ml. Next is DPT booster at 5 to 6 years and TT 10 years and 16 years. So as a whole, this is the immunization schedule for India for infants, children and pregnant women. And this should be by hearted by everyone. Okay, this is very much important. You should know this. So this is all about your delivery of healthcare system. Okay, so notes I will give you in your WhatsApp, you can note it down, but just notes likhile nohobo. Okay, you will have to study at the same time. And from 14 I think you have your exam starting from 14 of December, so please try to study properly. Okay, thank you.